Hello everybody and welcome to Knife Delights. We have another edition of 3 for Thursday, and for this episode I decided we'd focus on 3 Old Hickory fixed blade knives. Now the great thing about Old Hickory is they're budget knives and they're made in the United States of America. So for those of you looking for some budget knives made in the USA, here you go. Old Hickory is definitely the way to go. Old Hickory is a line of knives manufactured by Ontario Knife Works. And this is what OKAW has to say about their knives. It says, founded in 1889, Ontario Knife Company has been making cutlery and tools in the United States for over 125 years. The Old Hickory line has been an American tradition since 1924. Ontario Knife Company's products are designed to be comfortable and durable to fulfill the promise of our slogan, the knife you need when you need a knife. So this very first knife here on the bottom, this is the Old Hickory fishing small game knife. It is a Kephart style knife, and it's model OH7024. Now the Kephart style knife there was a man by the name of Horace Kephart, and he designed a knife. And Mr. Kephart was born in Pennsylvania, but he was raised in Iowa, and he was trained as a librarian. He moved to North Carolina, and he became an expert on the culture and history of Western North Carolina. He went to a blacksmith and had him fashion a knife that he desired. Mr. Kephart was instrumental in creating the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So this is not an exact replica of a Kephart style blade, but Ethan Becker has released the K-Bar Becker BK62, and that is based on a pristine original knife. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a link down in the description box. There's a channel called Survival on Purpose, and he did a complete review of several Kephart style knives, and he rated them against one another. So it was a very interesting video about knives based on a very historical pattern. One of the things that I like about all 3 of these knives is it has the old look to them. They don't look new. As part of a Civil War reenactment group, when we're in camp, it's nice to have these around as camp knives. We recently used them, 6 months or so ago. We had our camp set up, and we actually used these 2 knives here in some food prep, and I got just a little bit of video on that. But it's nice because it does kind of look like they're in the period to the casual, visitor walking by the campsite. If they see these laying on the table, it looks, like they should be there. And if you have a knife laying out something like that, then that does not look like it's from the 1860s period, and we try to stay as true to form as we can. So here's a short clip of me using the Old Hickory fish and small game knife. Okay, so the cook's been telling me this little Kephart, Old Hickory Kephart's been doing really good. Sliced through tomatoes very good. Was sharp right out of the box. Had no problem slicing tomatoes. Just thought I'd trim off the carrots just a little bit. Uh-oh, don't tell me there's not many that need a trim. I'm telling you, this was sharp right out of the box. Look at that, right through them. So far, this knife's been doing really well. We haven't used the 6-inch hunting knife yet, but it'll get tested on some meat later tonight. Okay, we'll move along up to this knife here. This is an Old Hickory 5-inch hunting knife. And you can see there it's stamped in the blade there, made in the USA. And it says True Edge and Ontario Knife Company. Now, if it looks like a butcher knife, because that's basically what it is, it's a cut-down butcher knife. And a lot of the old hunting knives from back in the 1800s, they closely resembled just a plain old butcher knife. But they could skin game with it, and with a full belly, they could process meat with them. Now, both of these knives do come in a sheath. They're just a basic leather sheath. It's not real thick leather or anything, but again, we're talking about a budget knife, but they're a decent enough sheath, and they are quite functional. So there's the two sheaths for these two knives. This knife up here, this is a slicing knife, and this is more of what you think of as a kitchen knife. Well, it is a kitchen knife. And I think there's lots of knife drawers and kitchens all across the United States that have an old hickory knife, at least one of them in their drawer. Let me see. I think I have a little video clip of us using this knife to cut some potatoes, I believe. So I'll insert that clip right here. We got the old hickory in action here, slicing us some taters. Going to be a good breakfast this morning. How's that knife performing for you?
It's working very well.
Nice and sharp?
Yes, it is, indeed. If I can just keep the potatoes on the plate.
There you go. Well, thank you. So the blade steel on all of these knives are a 1095 high carbon steel, which means it will rust. And as a matter of fact, right on their website, they tell you you have to take care of these blades because they will rust. You can see here we already got some patina and stuff started on here. After we used it on that camp out, using the camp and processing food with it, other than washing it off, I left it be just to see what we would end up with, and this is what we have. Now I can get this cleaned off yet. It's not harmed it any. But as you can see, with just the carbon steel, you do have to take care of them. I'll probably end up cleaning them off a bit and then wiping them down with some olive oil, or I do have the food grade mineral oil. I could maybe even just put a light coating of that before I store it. So carbon steel, you have to take care of it. I thought we'd take a moment here and look at the boxes. I don't always show the boxes. Here's the big one here for the 5-inch hunting knife. There's a smaller box here for the Kephart knife. And, you know, for a budget knife, they come with a pretty nice box. And on the inside, there's a warranty card and such, too. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I have to tell you, these knives are sharp right out of the box. When we used them there in camp, I didn't sharpen them. I didn't touch them up any. We just started using them, and they were sharp. So there you have it, 3 for Thursday. Budget knives, made in the USA. They're great knives to have in a campsite, especially. They're lightweight. You know, you're not going to baton with them or anything like that, but they are very useful knives. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I want to say a quick thanks to Patty's Potato Peelers for starting the 3 for Thursday tag, and I hope everybody has a very delightful day.